Welcome to this episode of Hassen Outdoors. We're at the 2016 ISE show in Sacramento, and we're looking at the all-new Ranger Z520C. Man, I'll tell you, this thing is sweet. We're gonna have our buddy Ken Ma do a nice thorough walkthrough, so stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Ken Ma from Hassen Outdoors. I'm sitting over here in front of the Gone Fishing Marine booth. I'm gonna give you a quick walk around a 2016 Z520 from Ranger, powered by a 250 Pro XS. So the first thing, starting in the back, you know, on a lot of boats, these they have the drain plug that you got to reach far under there to do the drain plug. Here on the Ranger, there's a remote drain plug that's factory installed, and all you have to do is flip the switch on, the drain plug's in, flip the switch off, the drain plug's out. I mean, it's really easy. You don't have to crawl underneath the boat. So going around the boat, I'm going to walk you around the trailer first. As you can see on all Ranger trails, sealed LED lights, bright rigid reverse lights, integrated tie-down straps, and it's all fiberglass fenders. You also have outside marking lights. On the side, it's all color matched. Ranger builds all their trailers in-house in the factory, so you always have that factory support. What I really love about how they did the fenders is you have a really deep step here, so I can get my foot in here and I can step into the boat from the back. I can reach into the boat very easily. In the center here, two really firm steps again. You know, again, you can hold the side. You have this step. We can step right up into the boat. So really easy, really well thought out with the trailer. Another really big step here. You know, aluminum wheels. Spare rides on the side. All the trailer is armor coated, so it's really, really resilient, really chip resistant. Ranger uses a C-channel material to build their trailer, so that way there's no inside of the trailers, nothing to rust, there's nothing to hold water, and it just drains, and the entire C-channel has that road armor on it. So coming up to the front, you know, again, another big step. So that way, if I want to get in, I actually use this step a lot to get into the boat here in the front. So a big step, you can, you know, when you're loading and unloading your boat, you know, it's easy to stand here. You know, I'm just for reference, you know, I'm like 5'11", 230 pounds. It's easy for me to stand up here and get into the boat. So, you know, those are the key features of the trailer. I'm going to get inside of the boat, and then we're going to go from the front all the way to the back. So hang out with me. So the front of the Ranger, you know, it's one of the widest, you know, platforms there are. I don't know if you can see it, but the fit and finish, that's really what the Ranger quality is. You know, all the carpet is detailed. There's rub rails. You know, there's not a lot of frayed edges. On the front here, we have a solid state digital switching. So you can go trim up, trim down. It's all here on one place. The front will accommodate up to an HDS 12. So I can flush mount an HDS 12 in there. Recessed trolling motor pedal is standard. Minn Kota or motor guide, you know, whatever you prefer, it can get put on. In the front, pedestal seats, there's two mounting locations. So there's one up here, you know, if you're a little bit shorter. There's one here so you can get closer. Or if you're a little bit taller, you can go back to the back hole here. Retractable rod straps are all standard. You know, recessed cleats, so that way you're not snapping off rods. And then it's got huge storage on the front here. And then something really unique to Ranger, I'm going to open all these compartments. Ranger has a built-in fan system. They have a built-in fan system. And what that is so if a little bit of water gets in there or if it gets damp, I can go back here and I could turn this fan on, click that fan on, and what happens is there's a big fan that will suck the air and the moisture out of the boat. It actually circulates from the carpeted side all the way through to the rod side. But really big compartments. I love the day box here on the 20 and the 21. You know, the things that I use the most, I get into this box the most, in and out of this box. And on the Rangers, what I really like about it is there's a lot of room for me to sit here and retie. I can get into my day box here while I'm sitting on my lid. I can turn and get into my rods. They went to a gel-lined rod box because carpet inherently holds moisture and holds water. So with the gel lined, it doesn't hold that. And then they actually lined it with rubber matting. So that way it protects your rods and your reels from scratching and banging around. It's a really big wide opening. I've had up to 26 combos, rods and reels in a rod locker this size. 8.5 foot rod locker on the port side, and on the center you can put 8 foot rods on the center. On the 20, this center step, it also doubles as an ice chest. So you lift that up, you can put, holds ice well, sodas, waters, snacks and those types of things. And the real little things is what I really like about a Ranger is they really think about what the angler needs. And what I mean by that is there's these little tool holders that are on both sides here. And just those little tool holders, you put your pliers there, you put your cutters there, you put your snips there, and they're right there, easy to get. They also integrated a measuring board, Ranger measuring board. So it's real easy to get. It's right here in the center of the boat, and then I'm getting to the part, I kind of glow because I'm getting to the part that I really enjoy the most. And when I sit back here behind the steering wheel here, this to me is the best part of the C model and the new consoles that have been out. You can flush mount up to an HDS 12 right here. It's mounted really high, so you're not having to look through your steering wheel to see this graph. And then, again, talking about the little things that Ranger does. If you look at the instrumentation, okay, it's split keypad instrumentation. And on this left-hand side are all the keypad features that you would use most frequently while you're fishing. It has live well. It has O2. It has your accessories, the fan, has your live well timer, your interior lights, and your horn. And then on the right-hand side is stuff that you don't use as often when you're fishing. And it's basically, once you put a 4-digit keypad code in, it's either start or stop. And outside of that, you really don't need to get here. And what I mean by that is it's the ergonomics that the Ranger engineers really considered. Instead of reaching over the steering wheel every time to hit these features, they're right here on the outside. So again, really little things, but it really makes it a lot more comfortable when I'm fishing. The other big deal is on the Rangers, it has a sliding seat. So I can hit a switch. If I'm again, if you're a little bit shorter, if you're a little bit taller, you just reach down just like in your car. You hit this lever over, I can slide all the way back. I've got friends that are, 6'3", 6'4", there's plenty of leg room here. So you can slide this back and forth just like that. Pretty neat feature there. Live well controls are down here out of the way. There's also a power port receptacle. Then going to the center step here, really solid, firm center step. Again, I'm a pretty big guy stepping up and down on that. It's real positive locking. It's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. And then, there's a lift on the bottom of it, so that way it's not slamming around, banging and things like that. And then it's got a really soft close on it as well, right? So it comes up really easy, and it goes down soft, so it doesn't slam, really easy. Really nice chrome accents, known for Ranger. Cup holders all over. There's cup holders here, cup holders here. There's a cup holder down there. There's a cup holder down here. That way if you get thirsty, you need to hold scent or bait or things like that. Brand new seats for 2016. They went with a triple stitching design. You can custom color them any color you want. Just same thing with the outside, the gel coat. You can color them any color you want. This has a dual console. It's optional. If you order a single, it'll come that way. If you want to add a dual, you can. You know, with Ranger, once you add the console, it's in there. It's not removable, so it doesn't rattle around and do all those other things. Then moving to the back, really large live wells, which, you know, fishing the Delta, you kind of need that. But, you know, big live wells, you know, recirc. It also has pump out. It has positive, you know, the Ranger doesn't skimp on the locks. These are stainless steel cam compression locks. So that way, when you turn this and lock that down, there's no way that that's gonna pop open and lift open while you're running or any of that stuff. And that's throughout the entire boat. You know, really big storage spaces in the back. They're lined with rubber. There's a little shelf right here to help you get to, you know, there's a little shelf. Lucas. There's a little shelf so if you want to, co-angler wants to cut baits off, they can throw those baits in there, you know, throw little smaller items in there. And then the last part of it, and these are the things about the Rangers that people don't see. You know, like in the Ranger, when you have issues, live well issues, pump issues, any of that stuff, this lid, they designed it to open out so that way if I'm on the water and I have issues, I can open this lid out and I can work on my boat. You know, other boats, the lid opens this way, it's hard to get into, you know, it's hard to rig, hard to maintain. But with the Ranger back here, everything's finished. You know, it has all the protruded fibers, has room to put up to 4 batteries. And the oil reservoir, charger, you know, it's got a place for a spare prop. You know, you take off 2 or 3 of the, you take off 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. This plate lifts off and you have access to all the bilge pump, cables, and all that other stuff. On all the Rangers, there's a built-in battery jumper. So that's not an option. So if your cranking battery ever goes bad, you know, you just switch this over to jump start. It'll jump start it from your trolling motor batteries, and you're good to go. The Ranger Z520 is 20 foot 9 inches. You know, weighs about 1,825 pounds. I ran one of these boats for a while, and you know, tournament loaded, it'll do low 70s. So, you know, that's your walk around of the Ranger Z520.
The 2016 Ranger Z520C. Thanks to Ken Ma for giving us a thorough walkthrough. Check out his Facebook page and show him some love. And for more information or to see this boat in person, check out your nearest Ranger boat dealer.